The back to school nightmares have started. I've had nightmares about parents now attending my class at all times, about having to switch grade levels, about none of us remembering masks, mostly me, and getting in big trouble for it. And back to school nightmares are pretty typical for teachers. Some sort of stressful dream because of all the things that we're dealing with right now. It's not at all shocking to me that this is happening. This is a regular occurrence. Help! Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany and I'm a second grade teacher in Utah, and today I am going to take you along with my back to school night setup. Now, back to school night looks very different this year because we are not having children or their parents come into the school given the current circumstances of the world. So we did a virtual back to school night, which I actually sent this stuff out for yesterday, but I'm going to show you what I normally would prepare for a back to school night / the final touches to preparing your classroom. Hopefully it'll be helpful. If you like this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I think that's it. So I'm gonna get myself out of my car and head into the school. Okay, I've said this a couple times before, but first teacher tip for long work days: bring socks, take off shoes. Very important. Okay, so in a real normal world, I'd be setting up stuff on kids' desks, but because we're not living in a normal world, I'm gonna label all their stuff and put it in their desks, but they won't actually see any of it until the first day of school. Normally our back to school night is an open house format where parents and children come in to say hello and see the classroom. I try and keep them here for a very short amount of time. It's not supposed to be like a conference, come and meet me and discuss all your needs with me. So I have my kids walk in and do a short scavenger hunt. I'll show you that in just a second. And that scavenger hunt last year included them picking up a folder from their student's desk with all the paperwork I needed parents to fill out, with the intention for them to take it home and do it, because I don't really want them sitting here and filling out paperwork. Because first of all, nobody wants to do that, and second of all, then I have to awkwardly stand there and watch them fill out paperwork. So I just have them take the paperwork home and return it to me. I have the kids find their desk, put a few books in their book box because it's something that they can know that they chose for themselves the first day, just like little things like that, and then they leave. And yeah, so my back to school night is very simple. But in order to do all of that, because I'm in an elementary school, everything has to be labeled. So let's talk about labels for a second. Okay, I mentioned this previously, but PowerPoint is your best friend, and I make all my labels in PowerPoint. So I have 7 million things that I need to label, so I'm going to try and show you some of the things that I do label. Okay, so one of the first things that I do is use the Avery labels. You can just buy them at Walmart. They're address labels. Actually, I like the skinny ones. You can print on these. There's a template you can get from their website, and that way you can use your computer to put whatever fonts you want onto the labels and print in printed version instead of just writing with your hands. I also write on a lot of their stuff, like notebooks and things. I just don't feel like everything needs a perfect label. I use PowerPoint, like I said, to create everything. So I've got this one that has, I'm showing it backwards. Whoops. I got this one that has all their names and numbers on it. I use names for many things and numbers for most things. If it's something I intend to reuse the next year, I use a number. And if it's something that it's okay that it was personalized for them, I will put a name on it. For example, these magnets have their names on them, the kids from last year, because this was the prize board. But I'm thinking actually it might be better to do those with numbers because I can fit more of them on there. Basically, the moral of that story is if you don't have to have their name on it, a number would be better, because then you're going to save yourself a lot of time the next year when you don't have to redo the labels, because numbers are numbers and you can add more to the end or take some out, but you don't have to redo the numbers every year. So we use Avery labels, we use PowerPoint, you cut out and glue on, and I have some of these little white sticker dots, which I used to label my headphones this year. But mostly, I just practice my good handwriting and use some Sharpies and Flair pens to write names on the notebooks. This would be an excellent time to bring friends who are like, oh my gosh, I want to help you with your classroom. This is a good time because most everybody can write names, and kids don't really care if it's super cute handwriting. And honestly, their folders that are in their desk, I don't see them enough to care if my handwriting looked good or not, and their parents don't see them, so it really doesn't matter. So bring your friends and have them write kids' names. Just print out the list for them and have them write the names on all the notebooks. I will say one thing: wait till the the last possible second to write names on things, because you're going to have some kid who goes by a different name or drops out of your class or gets added into your class. So leave that one as long as you can. The other thing that's really wonderful about writing their names on all this stuff is I'm going to write each of their names 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 times. So I'll probably have all of their names memorized by the time I'm done with it. All right, I got my printed labels printed, all pretty like. In fact, they were so easy that I'm debating whether or not to this year print the ones with the kids' names on them too. Okay, so I've just had a realization. Our composition books, whoa, these ones, we have little covers that go on the front of them to let the kids know what the book is for, that they kind of color in and put their name on. And then I pulled out our writing books, which have the little lined paper, and these are hideous. So I think I'm gonna make a cover to glue onto the front of these for the kids too. And maybe this one I'll just put their names on, and these ones will make the covers for, or make covers for both of them. I think I'm gonna glue covers on the front of these and let the kids color and write their names on them, because it's ugly. And I literally said this in my last video, that you do not need to make everything cute and perfect, but sometimes you need to make some things cute and perfect. And I think right now I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna get on PowerPoint and design a cover really fast. All right, the cover is created. Obviously this is 2 of them, but this will now fit on the front of this to cover up this stuff. So they'll just have like a cute little coloring page to put on front of here, which means I don't have to label these notebooks or these green notebooks, which means the only ones I have to do are the purple folders, the blue folders, and the boxes. I feel like we need to take a moment of honesty here, and I'm sitting here labeling all the student stuff, but if I'm being 100% honest, there is part of me that's wondering if it's even worth my time, because I have no idea how long we will get to stay in school together. And I'm kind of like, do I put labels on everything knowing that the kids will get sent home and none of this stuff will ever get used? Or are we gonna get to stay here and we'll all be safe and fine? Do they need all this stuff individually? Should we be sharing? Should we not be sharing? There's just so many questions that are going into this, that normally this is an easy, you just label things and you're done. But this time around, every time I go to put a label on anything, I'm wondering if I need to make it something that I can take off so I can use the material later with kids who actually get a chance to use it. This is a scary school year, and I know that I haven't been really saying anything about that, because for the most part I'm very excited to come back to school, but there is some stuff about this that it's terrifying, mostly because I just have no idea what's going to happen. So I just want to put that out there, that if you're also feeling just I don't even know what I'm feeling, you're not alone. We're all confused and scared and unsure and resilient and all the things. I don't know. They might only be here for a week. And then that makes me wonder, what do I need to do in that week to get them ready to never see me again, you know? I like to know things, and I don't know anything, and it's really hard. Okay, a fun little teacher hack for you. Everybody's handwriting looks better with fat markers. So fat Sharpies or Crayola markers. If you're making anything where you want your handwriting to look better, everybody's handwriting looks better with fat markers. Let me show you an example. Okay, excuse the fact that I'm literally using the back of a catalog, but let's just go ahead and write the word school. Okay, there it is with the fat marker. Now let's write it with a Sharpie as well, so we can compare accurately a skinny marker. See, everybody's handwriting looks better with the fat marker. So if you're labeling students' stuff, fat marker, so much cuter. Can we just talk about how I've been here for hours and I think it's gotten worse? Definitely not better. But everything is labeled except for these folders, because those books I'm gonna have them do themselves. So I'm gonna start putting all the supplies onto desks so I have some space to work again. don't ask me why sometimes I am the worst, but all their names are off to the side instead of center. Like, why did I not? But I didn't realize this until I've already cut a whole set of them out. So I guess the perfectionist in me is gonna let go, and we're just gonna have off-centered names this year because I don't want to cut them out again. I'm getting hungry. I need to eat so I have motivation to finish all the things I need to do. Hi, I do dumb things. I left my laminating sheets in my car for several days and I didn't think anything of it, but they are all sealed together, at least the 4 that I've taken out so far. So I ruined an entire package of laminating sheets, but it's fine. Everything's fine. So there's a billion places you can get cute book boxes, but I like these cardboard ones from IKEA because they're very easy for me to make and cheap. So I just buy a new set every year. Be careful though that you do buy a full new set because they change the sizes every time, but I just number them. We put them on this bookshelf and this is what we use for our book boxes here. I remember that one time a couple of hours ago when I gave some really good advice and I said, don't label things until the last possible minute. And then I was like, except for me, because I can do whatever I want. Got a new student added to my class. Oh yeah. However, lucky for me, I was smart and the only thing that has both their name and their student number on it is their homework folders. Everything else has either the number or the name. So the only thing I'm gonna have to change is the labels for their student folders, and those I printed out. So I'll just have to reprint those, renumber everybody so that he's actually in the right number order for alphabetical order. Everything else just has a name or just has a number. So it's very easy to just give him the correct number and move everybody down one. So if you are gonna do it early, do names or numbers, but don't combine the two so that if you have to shuffle people, you can. New advice. All of the kids' stuff set out on the desks. I have 4 extra desks up there that I get to get rid of. I have remade my to-do list, which is really long considering I've already been here all day, but their stuff is all set out and labeled. I will relabel those folders. As I mentioned, I have a new student. I cleaned up my mess back here and my mess up there. And yeah, that's all I have left to do. It's fine. Anyway, that's how you prep for back to school. You do your classroom setup and everything's great. And then we're like, okay, but for real, the kids are coming. So this is what we need to do for actual children to physically be in this space. And that's what you do. And you freak out a little bit and it takes all day and you work all day and your to-do list is still 4 columns long and it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you be part of my channel as we get into this wild school year. Can't wait to show you what things happen. I have to run right now to physical therapy so that I can use my arm again once school starts because, you know, it's kind of important. And I'll be back at some point to finish all these things. We've got professional development Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and then school starts on Tuesday. So, you know, eventually this will all get done. It'll be fine. But until then, see ya. Honestly, at this point, you're probably just wondering, does she ever even get dressed? And the answer is, do you get dressed during quarantine, my friends?